missed it.
I did it. We got to do the
Fantasyland
ball. It was very fun. So it's for any cast members who worked Fantasyland. And it was after hours party for cast members only. In
Fantasyland.
So you could dress up. You get to come.
What is
Fantasyland.
The part behind the castle. So you walk through the castle. And then
It's
you're
like
in
where all the
Fantasyland.
fantasy stuff, like
Oh, so it's sectioned off like Disney World, where you have like one part. Well, I guess
there's like
Disney World
Tomorrowland has
has
all
whole
the
different.
Star Tours, Space Mountain, stuff like that. Fantasyland
it.
has Peter Pan's Flight, Pinocchio's Daring Journey. Yeah, King Arthur's Carousel, Snow White's Scary Adventures.
Haunted Mansion?
No, that's in New Orleans. Yeah.
So it's a section of the park. And we got to do an after-hours party, and they had, like, food brought in. They had, like, buffets set up. They had special character meet and greets. Like, you could meet Belle and the Beast together. And, like, they went on the carousel together, and it was magical.
Gaston would photobomb.
Yeah, like, it was good times. And then they had attractions. So if I remember, which one was it? I think Pinocchio was a walkthrough. One of the attractions you got to walk instead of ride in the little car, so you could like look at stuff. Snow White had none of the lights on, so like it only had the black light stuff on, and it had no sound. Which Snow White is a scary ride. Apparently they've redone it, so that's interesting. But it's a scary ride because like it was made in the 50s.
Fantasyland.
When people live to be like
There's, like
26.
Yeah, and it's kind of creepy, and it's really dark. So you would only hear like the pistons for the stuff going. So you're just like going through this dark nothingness. You're just hearing like, and then like the witch face would be there. You're like, holy crap! And then like you go around and then there's a skeleton. You're like, okay. So that's the most terrifying ride I've been on. That was really cool. We got to go on a bunch of different stuff, experience different ways. And we did another one. Was that also the Fantasyland Ball? Were you there when you got to meet Merlin?
Mm-hmm. That was Minnie's
Midnight
Madness.
Was it?
Yeah. Because he had clues. And you had to like, you had to list every single animal that he and Mim turned into.
Madam Mim.
I love Merlin.
So yeah, you got to meet him.
Well, he's a very handsome squirrel.
Yes.
I'll give him that.
He is. He is a cute squirrel. You're a cute squirrel. But yeah, so yeah, I liked Merlin. There were a few characters that I had a hard time functioning around because I couldn't blur the line. I couldn't not focus on them. They were too real.
Oh.
So Merlin, I just fangirled over because I love him. Captain Jack Sparrow. I can't function.
So when the movie comes out, do they kind of like redo, like was Jack Sparrow a character before the movies?
No.
So he didn't, okay. So that was like, once the movies came out, then he got incorporated into Pirates.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they added him to the attraction. I don't remember. I was there. I went the day that Pirates opened, but I was a pass holder, so it was before I worked there. But yeah, so then he would come for like special events and stuff. I worked with him once at a Run Disney marathon, which was interesting. So Jack Sparrow has this effect on women, mostly older ladies, who apparently have no boundaries.
Like
or
just in the park.
respect.
We're talking about okay.
Yeah, so they will come up and straddle him.
Let's go.
touch him. Consent is sexy. Ask first.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well, I mean, have you seen the way he's dressed? He's just asking for it.
Yeah, those dreads.
This guy's got a good point.
All those layers.
It looks like he hasn't showered in 6 months. That's what the ladies like.
That's what they want. That's
Well, he looks like all the rock stars an old lady grew up wanting to.
Yeah.
True.
So they
hook
like
up with.
they like to touch him, but it was a Run Disney marathon when you're not supposed to touch the characters at all because you're running a marathon. Like it's like we're going.
A lot of finger snapping.
A lot of snapping. But I had one lady come up and like get really close to him, and then her earring got stuck in his dreadlock. So she like tried to pull away, and she's literally stuck to him. And then I have to go up there and I have to untangle her from his hair. So, that's a fun life experience. But I'm like, just stop touching him. Don't get so close.
Did this Jack have a wig or were they real dreads?
Captain Jack Sparrow has dreadlocks.
Captain Jack Sparrow has dreadlocks?
Yeah.
Or Captain Sparrow has dreadlocks?
Yes, he has dreadlocks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. There was going to be a painful situation if I just let them rip themselves apart. Either she's losing an ear or...
Whatever the answer to your question is, she's got a real ear with a real earring in it.
Yeah, but I mean,
it's really cool.
I thought you could just take the wig off and then work on it down here. If it was a wig.
Anyway, yeah. So I have one picture with Jack Sparrow where I'm probably crying on the other side, but you can't see it because it's just our butts.
Why would you be crying?
Because it's freaking magical. That's him showing me his boat. You know what I'm saying? Oh, anyway.
Yeah, I'd cry if that was me too.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, so Jack Sparrow, Captain America.
Yeah.
Captain America. Yeah, I had a real hard time with that one too. One time he let me touch his chest, and I lost feeling in my legs.
Whoa.
It was so good.
Okay.
Yeah, well, no, because his little clippy was undone, and he's got his big shield, and he couldn't fasten himself.
He was just too swole.
Yeah, he's just his pecs were too good, and he was like,
Very
"Can
nice.
you get this for me?" And I was like, "Uh-huh."
You snorted like a pig. Then lost feeling in your foot.
Yeah.
Started doing the stanky leg.
Yeah, 100% accurate. Yes, that's what happened. I mean, I watched Thor get dressed one time. That was interesting. That's a good time. Boba Fett.
Boba Fett.
Yeah, I love
Boba Fett.
Boba Fett.
I'm just quoting the movie.
Yeah.
What's the Boba Fett story?
So I was part of the
Boba
team.
Fett's just really cool.
Yeah, I was part of the team that got to open
Like
Launch Bay.
it was a cool actor that was Boba Fett, or it was just a
Boba Fett's a
cool
cool
looking character.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, no duh. I mean, that's
Look
like
at-
the
look
only
at-
Star
he's
Wars thing we've got.
there was new technology with those characters when they came out, which was really interesting, and they got to interact with the guests a lot more. So when they would come back to like the common areas, they were still talking, and so it was still like very much in character all the time. But he would come in. I'm like, I didn't know that armor was so attractive. And he would like walk in. I'm like, yeah, uh-huh.
I
like
just
that.
was excited because I didn't know how sarcastic he was.
He's so sassy.
He's funny.
He's so sassy. Also, so again, the characters could talk. We got Kylo when the movies came out, so Kylo got to be there. And it was fairly repetitious, kind of like, like a soundboard. There's a set number of things
Sure.
that you can say. And you would, have a greeting, have an exit, have a whatever. But if you did them fast enough, I guess, or like you went through them quick enough, or I don't know. There's one sequence, and you go through, and Kylo whispers.
Oh, I hated that. It was weird.
So he'd be like, right this way, and then he'd like, you're like,
No, it was weird. I was like, why did they record that?
why is that an option?
Why would he say that?
I love it.
It's weird.
Yeah. So Kylo was also a thing. I was like, I didn't like him in the movie. I was like, oh, blah, blah. But working with him, I was like, oh, I kind of get it. But I mean, should I get it? I don't know. The blurred lines. I just can't. I can't separate it out. I can't
Good thing you
separate
get
them.
so this is why you guys really left,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Ariel was always trying to hook up with your husband, and all these Disney princes were always getting you revved up, and he just said enough, kind of a thing.
I was like, how do you
Set
feel
you up
about
here.
wearing a full mask all the time? And he's like, I don't know.
I need glasses. They don't work inside any of them.
Are they prescription helmets?
Can
He
I get
gets-
a prescription visor.
It's a yeah. I was gonna say you get that thing prescription.
Yeah.
That'd be so funny.
Yeah, I did enjoy working with the tall boys.
Well, you married one.
I know.
Towel boy.
He does qualify. He does qualify. He falls into that.
So, what are the celebrities you guys got to hang out with or meet or whatever?
That's more him. I only have one, and it wasn't even while I was working. Like, I went to the park afterwards. One time I stalked David Tennant.
I'll be watching you.
And I'm not I'm not mad about it.
Who?
I'm not ashamed. David Tennant. David. Yeah. Now he is there with his family, and I went in after the parks and has just watched him.
Like wife and kids?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Taken.
Yeah. So handsome, so beardy. Anyway, okay, that's my one story.
One of them's funny. This is the funny one.
Who that?
One day, and I haven't quite clocked in yet. I'm just waiting for my shift to start. I'm just hanging out backstage with all the other people, and everyone's all abuzz. Oh, did you hear who's in the park? Did you hear who's in the park?
Carrot Top?
And I was like, oh, yes. I was like, that's why there's that weird box of props out there. It's strange.
It was either Santa Claus or Carrot Top.
No. And
Box
everyone
of
is
toys.
excited because Kim Kardashian was in the park.
Ooh, K-Dash, dude.
And I was like, okay, who cares?
Were you also like, well, but did Kanye come? Because then that's tight.
No, but what happened, this was funny. So I was waiting backstage. Everyone hears about Kim Kardashian and her entourage. And there's some other person in our department. I was like, oh my gosh, I just look up to her so much. She's such an inspiration. And I was just like audibly scoffed. I was like, and like rolled my eyes and just like turned away.
Yeah.
And one of the, I think it was the deployment lead that day. They basically get to like figure out who goes where. Notice that.
So they put you with them?
So
That's tight.
later on, I was just shooting. I was just in my location doing my thing, and then someone comes to give me a break, and my lead's with them. And they're like, hey, come here with me real quick. And I was like, oh, what the heck did I do? And they're like, so we have a VIP, which, I mean, VIP is VIP. You know what that means. But that's just like the code for someone who is going to get something special.
Sure.
Usually it's a rich, famous person. They're like, yeah, so we have a VIP, and we decided we'd pick you to go. They want photos taken. They're going to go meet Mickey. And I was like, okay. And they're like, yeah, so we're pretty sure it's the Kardashians. And we picked you because we heard what you said earlier. We knew you won't freak out about them. And I was like, okay. So we go around to this private little area, and thank God it was not them.
Oh, who was it?
I don't remember his name.
Oh.
I think he was a basketball player for the Kings.
Chris Webber?
I'm not going to remember
Oh.
his name. You could say any name.
How
And
tall
I
was
would-
he?
Tall. But it was him and his wife and their kids.
How old
And
were his kids?
it
I'm
was really
going to try
nice.
to narrow this down. I'm going to figure this out.
What year was it?
Well, at the time, this was,
He was still playing or retired player for the Kings?
he was still playing.
Okay.
This was
Isaiah Thomas.
2014.
Probably when you started, yeah.
No, it was early 2015. It was before I became a lead.
Okay.
But anyway, youngest kid was probably like 2.5. And then he was a little boy. and
See, he
then
was under 30.
there were
Still in his
2
prime,
girls.
probably.
The girls were probably like 5 and 6 or 7.
Okay.
So look
Um,
up Kings basketball player
Yeah,
with 3
But they're very-
2014.
But again, I don't even know if it was the Kings.
Oh, my gosh.
That wasn't important to me either. So anyway, but they were very cute. They hung out with Mickey for like 45 minutes, and I just took photos.
That's cute.
Just,
How tall was the dude?
He was very tall. He was like 8
European?
foot 12.
Whoa.
They had
No,
to build
actually,
a new room
I
for
don't
this
remember
meet
him
and
being
greet.
super tall. I mean, I'm 6'2", but he was probably like 7 foot.
Yeah, it's a big dude.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, they were very cute. And at the end of it, for some reason, they were just hanging out with him, like eating suckers, like very, very colorful, strongly dyed suckers. And they gave Mickey a kiss on the cheek at the end.
Oh,
And
and
there's
it's
this big
stained
green
him.
mark on one side and big red mark on the other side.
That's cute.
But it was fun. I was very glad it was not the Kardashians. Sorry, no offense, but
They
Dude.
watch this podcast. That's 8 of his 50
I get
viewers.
boycotted.
yeah.
All of my viewers just drop off like that.
That's it.
Didn't know I had a K-Dash club. I didn't know there was like overlap.
Yeah, weird.
But the other ones I ran into, the evil queen from Once Upon a Time, Lana Parrilla. I don't know how to say her name. She was nice.
Dude, this is like embarrassing, but what is Once Upon a Time?
It was a live
At a
action
TV show?
TV show.
Oh, okay.
It's
Amy
like-
Adams.
No.
No,
What's
it
the-
has
The actress from House.
yeah, the blonde lady.
I want to say her name is like Jennifer Morgan or something.
And Judy Hopps, the lady who voices Judy
Yeah,
Hopps.
anyway, it was like a it was like a soap opera version of like Disney stories in real life.
I was thinking of Ella Enchanted. That was Amy Adams, right?
Amy Adams is Enchanted,
yeah.
yes, which is a Disney film. So
yeah.
you're in the right.
No, this was a TV show. I think it was on for 8 or 9 seasons.
It got
something
wild.
like that. Anyway, saw her with her family. She was really nice. She was doing the classic like ball cap with sunglasses.
Now how
thing, like
how easy would it be, dude? You wear a mask and glasses and a hat.
Yeah,
Everyone's famous.
I've got to admit that's who started COVID. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, with celebrities. Like, I'm tired of this.
I took photos of Scott Adsit, who was on 30 Rock and voiced Baymax.
I used to watch 30 Rock all the time. Which
He was
guy
like
is
the
he?
head writer.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember their names, the character names, but
I'll look it up.
it was like him and Tina Fey were like the two in charge of the ridiculous crew that they had. But he was nice. He just was walking around the park on his own. He didn't have like a guard. They didn't have guards, but the people in the checkered vests like all usually escort celebrities around. He was just by himself taking photos with people. He was nice. It was before Big Hero 6 came out. So one time I was working at Plaza Inn, which is the most popular spot for breakfast.
I just remembered one.
Is it the most popular spot for breakfast in
Disneyland.
the park? Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like where you could, it's one of those character locations where you're like sitting there eating breakfast and then like Chip and Dale come up and say hi to you at your table and stuff like that. Anyway, Chris Rock was there with his family. And I was just really surprised because like I got there and they're like, oh, Chris Rock's out there. Chris Rock's out there. I was like, really? I don't hear him. He just always seemed like a very loud person. Like he's always super loud. And I like looked out there and I was like, oh, yeah, it's Chris Rock. He's just eating breakfast with his kids.
Yeah,
he
like,
looked tired. So I feel like maybe he wasn't quite,
he wasn't keyed up yet.
Yeah, he hadn't had his coffee.
He's just like all super tired. And then as soon as he has his coffee, oh, it's good coffee.
Why don't you executive produce me a latte?
Revs up.
You're like, that's the Chris Rock I was expecting.
To see the zebra from Madagascar.
Yeah, right, where he's all out of control.
Yeah. Then when I was working at the Princess Fantasy Fair, where you can go through and meet like 3 of the princesses randomly in the day near the castle.
They just rotate out.
Yeah, they they have shifts.
So do they have? So then you would just have like Ariel. We talked about it was always
usually when you go there, you get to meet like Snow White, Belle, Cinderella. Those are the most.
And then,
common.
And then they just rotate out like because they cast based on a look, right? Like you try out for Cinderella, right? Is that how it works?
Audition,
or no?
yeah. Yes, there's an audition process.
Yeah.
And they say, no, you have the wrong nose.
And then you go, all right, Belle.
No, they tell you.
Oh.
You don't get to pick who you want to be.
So you just go for a generic Disney princess,
you go in
and they decide who you look like.
You stand there, and then people stare at you, and then they go, no. Or they go, okay. And then you get to read for the part, for whatever part they tell you. And then you have to go through some like other dancing and a couple other things before you can be whoever.
So was it just like a lot of models, kind of? Oh, you don't know their backgrounds?
Most of them don't talk to me because sometimes when you're a princess, it goes to your head.
Oh.
So Holly was nice to me.
Erica was nice.
I remember her. She was like the only princess who called to me by name, like
instead of staff member 7.
like, hey, photo pass. No, they like
They'd say,
she knew
hey,
my
photo
name.
pass.
Yeah, like, hey, photo pass. Yeah, no, she like knew my name.
That's tight.
Anyway, I was working there once, and this was right after the live action Cinderella came out. And so, was that the first live action with a princess to be
With a
done?
princess, yeah.
Yeah. And anyway, the actress that played Cinderella in the movie came through, Lily James.
Mamma Mia.
She's also, yeah. Anyway, Mamma Mia too. Anyway, she came through with her friend and really wanted to meet Cinderella, and she cried because it was magical.
The actress?
Yeah.
It's all in tears? That's cute.
It was like a big thing to bring Cinderella to screen as like a real life version.
Yeah, I'm sure you
Kind
grow up just...
You know, it's kind of momentous. Anyway, she was really nice. The one that I spent the most time with, though, was Adele. She came in through
Which
Princess-
Adele?
Adele.
The computer?
The second Dell.
Like, you're getting Adele, dude.
You may know me best as the Dell computer dude.
Hey, it's me, Steve.
You're gonna say it, aren't you?
Dude, you're getting Adele.
Little dude, you are getting Adele.
No, she came through with her. I feel weird saying partner because they're not like cowboys. They're not detectives on the
That's
street.
what people say nowadays, though, man.
With her significant other and their
boo.
child
SO. Yeah.
and their son, they came through, and I really liked her because normally when a famous person comes through to meet the princesses, they kick all the normal people out. They're like, all right, we have a VIP coming through, so we're going to stop letting normal people to meet the princesses. And then the VIP is going to come through so that they don't have to interact with any normal people. With Adele, they didn't let anyone in after her for a little bit so that people weren't like crowding her. But she just came in after a regular family.
Park is open 24/7, 365.
And she watched all their interactions with the princesses and, was like,
Hello.
oh, this is so nice. Like, this is great. Like, look how the kids are having fun with her and everything. And then when she finally got to meet Belle, she cried because Belle was her favorite princess and was like her
Everybody's crying.
favorite Disney princess when she was growing up.
The one I remembered because it was a dining location,
Yeah.
but it was Grotto, so I wiped it from my memory. I met Steve Urkel.
Did I do that?
Julia White.
Oh,
I sold
yeah.
him a package once. His group was huge. There were like 14 people.
That server got a good tip.
Yeah, they did not share.
Maybe sometimes rich people are like, "Tss,
I've heard he's pretty nice.
Yeah, it was nice.
that's cool.
I remember that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the extent of it.
There any other cool insider stuff nobody else would know, or we pretty much get it all done?
What you wanted to know, but I mean, I feel like that's
Everything,
a
dude.
lot of things. I mean, I don't know.
All the juice, dude.
So like, there's a bunch of cast things. So I would get bored at my desk when I had to work the desk jobs. So I started acquiring bulletin boards and projects. So it's like an office. There's lots of offices backstage. So I had one bulletin board where I would put like pictures because we were PhotoPass, so we had lots of pictures. So I had put pictures up. But when I did Launch Bay, there was these 2 bulletin boards in the hallway that like nobody claimed, and they're just plain bulletin boards. So I adopted them, and I made a full bulletin board of flyers that you would see on the Death Star, like, oh, TK 597 lost, a blaster. Like,
Yeah.
if you see, please return to room 308, like stuff like that. I made a whole board of it, like full on businesses, lost ads. There was a fire route. So like in case of fire, this is how you escape the Death Star. Like, please follow these arrows to the nearest location.
There's a lot of arrows.
Coupons
I bet.
for things. Like, I filled the board.
Yeah, I liked your didn't you do like a flyer for DJ Lobot?
Yeah.
You
he
remember
had a concert.
Lobot? Empire Strikes Back. He's the weird bald guy with the
DJ
robot
Lobot.
things on the side of his head.
Oh, that guy had a name.
Yeah, his name's Lobot because he had a lobotomy and he was a robot.
That's pretty.
Probably.
That's pretty smart.
But I really liked maybe I helped you think of it. I don't remember. But
Oh, look at
Didn't
you
you do
trying
one?
to.
that was
Trying to
like
steal some
a
shine,
flyer
dude.
for church.
Yeah.
It was for Ewok Church and
Yeah.
it was like
And
our,
it was for C3PO.
yeah, it was like our. It was like
I don't know what
he
we
was
called
like
him.
something of the perpetual worry, or something like our Father of the perpetual worry.
Yeah.
Like come to a church service or something.
We did that.
Yeah.
No, I took a survey of like the break room. So I would ask people like, hey, if there was a flyer like in the Death Star, like what would it be for? And they would be like, oh, well, it would be funny if this, because everyone in there was a nerd. Like, that's just the way it was. So
That
yeah,
tracks.
I made a bunch. I made a bunch of flyers. And last I heard, because that building's like empty now, because they moved all the Star Wars stuff to Star Wars Land, it was still there. Like a friend of mine that's in custodial, like, I went through the other day and like there's still flyers up. I was like, oh.
That's fun.
I was like, just put like a little museum plaque on it, like circa 2016.
Like mixed media.
Mixed media by Christiana. Yeah. I was like, yeah. So I'm proud that I hope it just stays there forever. And people are like, what is this? Like, what are these relics?
Now you do that Disney art, like paper art. Is that what it's called?
Well, yes, it is paper. That is my medium of choice. Well, I like paper.
Yes, it is.
And
it
you
is
do the
paper.
the cricket thing. Don't you have your own shop, even Instagram channel, all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah, I'm a fancy pants. Oh, look how relevant. Hold on. In this magazine that I have right here. So this is the Disneyland line, which is a cast member only magazine. So it's got like all the backstage thingies and, where you can get like free baked potato day, stuff like that. So this is Pirates of the
It's a
Caribbean.
thing. You get free food.
On Walt Disney's
That's
birthday,
funny.
you get baked potatoes
He
and
really
chili.
liked chili. It was like his favorite meal. So they'd give us free chili.
Free chili on his birthday.
And then sometimes they'd have like the In-N-Out truck come through, just
That's
park
what's up.
backstage and just give us food.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Cupcakes, all sorts of stuff.
Popsicles when it's hot.
So this is the Pirates of the Caribbean 50th. There you go, 50th anniversary
Oh, yeah.
edition.
There's Davy Crockett or whatever his name is.
Davy Jones.
Jones.
Davy Crockett's in
It's a different Davy.
Frontierland.
Yeah.
But they did a cast member call. They were like, hey, any cast members like do art, like submit pieces and you can be in the magazine. Oh, look who's in it. It's your girl right there. That's me.
Oh, that's
So
tight.
that's my little face. And that's my little arts. There you go. So
Your
that
face-
one's of the redhead. So in Pirates of the Caribbean, the
Oh,
attraction is
yeah.
the redhead. So I did her in paper quilling, which is what I do. So Paper Planet Studio on Instagram, if you want to follow. Yeah, I do paper art. I mean, a lot of it's Disney themed because I used to do it, like somebody purchased that piece, like a cast member bought it after the show. But a lot of people would be like, oh, can you make this character? Can you make that? Can you make that? And I would make them, which is a good time.
Cool.
The other art piece we have is the Pizza Planet truck. You can also follow them, Pizza Planet truck, on Instagram. We had art shows as cast members. There was a cast art show. So like once a year, you could bring in whatever art you make, costumes, paintings,
photography.
knitting, whatever.
Did it have to be like Disney related, or
Nope.
you could just show
Nope,
off
just
whatever?
whatever you had. You could bring it in and they'd like set up little tables and booths and you could display your stuff and everybody would walk around. I have a blue ribbon. One of my pieces won a Peter Pan, another quilling piece won an award. And I think they had like proper art critics or people from the art department or something came in and like left notes on all your art. So they like, I have 3 sticky notes from the art people. They were like, this is great. Like, would love to see more. Like, good job. But we submitted the Pizza Planet truck as an art piece. So it's a full-size replica truck of the Pizza Planet truck, which is in the Pixar films. And it was its own art piece. So we had a huge truck there. To load it in, we went backstage, and then it was where Star Wars Land is now was the Big Thunder Ranch before. And it was like a big empty space. There was a restaurant, pavilion, stage, whatever you want to call it.
Whatever.
Corral.
man.
So it was a big empty space, and that's where they put all the tables and stuff. So we drove in from the back and then parked. It was after the park closed. We did our show. At the end of the night, the gate that we had come in was locked. It was like closed. So we couldn't get out that way. So our manager was like,
Oh, it's cool. Just go through Fantasyland and hang a right out the Small World gate. Like, you're fine.
so one time we drove the Pizza Planet truck through Fantasyland.
I wouldn't have done it any different myself.
And it was awesome. We drove so slowly, like so slow.
Were people in the park?
No, it was after the park closed. I don't know if I have a picture
Probably
of
a lot
it.
of
I might have a
confused
picture of it.
Maintenance guys like,
Like, what
what
is
is
this?
this thing?
And it's one of those cool things because there's a lot of Pizza Planet trucks now. There's like a bunch of people, like everybody has a Batmobile. Everybody
Yeah.
has a DeLorean. There's starting to be more.
Everybody has a podcast.
Everybody has a podcast. There's starting to be more Pizza Planet trucks, but there's very few things that like they can get an edge on the original Pizza Planet truck. Like we've driven through Disneyland Park. Can you do that?
Yeah.
No, you can't do that. We've been on the floor at D23, like officially Disney sanctioned convention. They asked us to be there as a display booth. We were there. We've been to Pixar Studios and like have been blessed by the Pixar gods. And they've been like, yes, we approve.
The
Good
guy
job.
who modeled the Pizza Planet truck came out and saw it and was like,
Good job.
very
guys.
nice.
Yeah,
That's
Bob
cool.
Polly. That's his name. And we're in, I say we, but, I'm a we. We're a we. we're in Disney Plus. On Disney Plus, there's a Pixar in Real Life series.
Oh, cool.
So if you've watched that, it's, they're bringing Pixar things it's in New York City, but like they have the emotion board from Inside Out, and like there's actors, and every time you hit an angry button, they get angry.
And that was the one that you said your friend Marco.
Yeah.
They shipped it up there, right? Yeah. So they didn't have to drive all the way across.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So we're in every episode of that in the background somewhere. We've been to Run Disney events. They sent it to Florida for like Toy Story Land opening.
Toy Story Land.
Like there are so many, like we're so official. It's ridiculous. And it makes me cry a lot when I think about it, but it's fine.
Whoa.
It's so good. Like we made the Pizza Planet truck because we loved Pixar. Because we grew up with it. I was 4 years old when Toy Story came out. Like I was a little younger than Andy is. Like I grew up with Andy. When Andy went to college, I went to college. Like we're the same timeline. So I grew up with all the Pixar things. So then we were like, wouldn't it be cool if we could do something to like honor Pixar because we loved it so much. And then Pixar was like, yeah, you did a good job. You did such a good job. Now you're in Pixar content. So like our Pixar thing that was inspired by the movies that we liked is now officially in the Pixar stuff because we liked it so much and now we're in it. So good. Like all the little stormtroopers that got to be in Mandalorian. So good.
I don't know that story. What's that story?
So in the
one that's not crying, go ahead and tell that story.
In the final episode.
You get your together.
Season 1. So you all should have seen it by now. When Moff Gideon corners them in the building and like all the stormtroopers come in.
Sure.
Those were real like Star Wars fans that made their own armor, and the production company was like, we can't make all this armor like in time. We don't have time to do this. And they're like, well, there's a bunch of people out there that watched the movie and made their own.
All these dorks do it for free.
Reach out to them. Yeah, but it's
not dorks.
Cool.
I mean, cool. It's cool.
But so they were like, hey guys, we're working on a project. Like, you guys want to come in? Like, anybody who's available, you want to come in with your armor? And they were like, sure. And they're like, okay, sign all these NDAs and then come with us. And they like came around the corner and they're on set. And there's like a TIE fighter. And there's like, and they just were like, what? So they got to be like all the stormtroopers in the background, most of them were just regular
cosplayers
guys that are in a fan club. Yeah.
Yeah, that's tight.
They love the Star Wars and now they're in a Star War.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm going to make a highlight clip and it's just going to be like 2 minutes of you crying.
Hey, Doc, we better back up. We don't have enough road to get up to 88.
Roads? Well, we're going, we don't need roads.
I didn't even tell you my crying stories. And you still got tears out of me.
It was like bomb scare.